It's another fixed or Phuxxed. Yes, it's another joyous wander through Wonderland. As in, I wonder why I'm doing this. Or should I call it Warbleland? Because it's another personal stereo. Not a Walkman. Might be a Walkman. Well, no, not a Sony. It's an Aiwa? Aiwa? Let's go Aiwa. Yeah, let's go Aiwa. It is an Aiwa TX657 that I can't remember what the problem is, but I know it's got one. The initial problem is it's missing a battery door, which is irritating but not necessarily world-ending. Who knows, maybe the missing battery door will be the end of the world. This could be the harbinger of the Four Horsemen. Perhaps that battery door is somewhere sat above a big red button, precariously balanced, and the slightest tremor of the earth will cause it to dislodge and plummet onto the red button, creating a nuclear holocaust. Unlikely, but stranger things may happen. Anyway, enough of that bollocks. I need a tape. And I need to open this and put the tape in. For there are batteries. And I'm going to push play. I hear nothing. Admittedly, I have no speakers plugged in. But even with speakers plugged in, I hear very little. But they are very little speakers. I hear hiss. I do hear hiss through the speakers. There is some life, as well as it just saying tape. But what other life? There's no discernible whir or whine. Wonder if it's got a dead motor. I wonder if I know what I'm talking about. No, I really don't. I'm doing this so I can learn. So no, nothing happening there. But this one has a radio. What was this penchant for putting radios on tape decks? If I'm buying a personal stereo, if I'm buying a personal cassette player, because I have all these personal cassettes which I wish to play, I don't need a radio. I'd buy a personal radio player, would I not? Then again, phones are now cameras, so yeah, what do I know? Again, I still know nothing. There's the radio button. There's the buzzing. I keep getting this buzzing when I try to radio in here. I think it's just because the Wi-Fi router and other electronics are around. Well, that seems to be doing stuff, and that's medium wave, isn't it? How do I make it go FM, where all the music's is? Yeah, right. 3 button? Oh, I pressed the 3 button. 2 button. Oh, okay, 2 button, not buttoning. Might be worth remembering if anything else ever works. That's excellent. Right, so the 2 button doesn't button. Tuner does not. There is no does not. There is only do's or do's. Well, the tuner thinks it's doing something, it's just not doing it convincingly. What else is going on here? Come on, pick something up. I need to hear that you can do more than crackle. Close enough. The reception is going to be terrible. I'm not going to stress about that too much. So, what I am going to stress about is remembering how I turn the radio on to turn the radio back off. There, right, with the radio button. So I have to keep pushing until it goes away. Okay. No whirring, no tape playing. It's going to have to come apart, isn't it? Take the batteries out. Maybe remember to take the tape out. Let's do that. Maybe I need to zoom you out as well. Let's do that a little bit. How does it come apart? It has screws! Yay for screws! I don't like clicky things. Clicky things always just break. Screws can round off, but they can be drilled out and just replaced. Clicky clips even, are just annoying, because they just... It's like an assemble once, never take it apart, and when the obviously going to die inside it rubber band dies inside it because it's a rubber band, then the whole thing is Phuxxed forever! Yeah, don't like that design approach at all. Okay, I need a spudger. I'm so glad I discovered these things. There's a number of store loyalty cards and stuff. I don't do club cards and reward cards and Nectar isn't it? The Nectar data mining cards. You know, I don't do those things, but they're really useful for like putting filler on decorating stuff. And also, I have used them many times for trying to get into things like this. And yeah, it's so nice to actually use something purpose designed for the job. If I can. Come on. Ah! Oh, I don't know why I'm croaky. I am very croaky today. Maybe I'm... Oh, God, is that taking something with it that it shouldn't be? Oh, clicky clips. I really do hate clicky clips. I'm like, oh, there's screws. And then, oh dear fuck, there's still clicky clips. Right. Okay. Immediate thought. A thought of immediacy is I really need to get some light so the camera isn't causing a shadow. But the second immediate thought is this, which I'm trying to get in the light, damn you. This looks an awful lot like belt. Except, well, no, it doesn't look an awful lot like belt. It looks an awful lot like belt, like it used to be belt, but no longer is. Okay, so the board has to come up and go away. I'm also wondering if that's corrosion. I'm going to worry about that later. How does this board come out? Oh, there's a clicky... No screws! I do very disappoint in the lack of screws in the personal stereo world. I think I have to do this very carefully and gently and probably still break everything. Everything, not just the stereo, just everything in the world. I will break everything in the world by removing this incorrectly. That's how it goes, isn't it? This is... Oh, what's holding it? Oh, there is a screw hidden under a wire. Right, one screw, one stupid screw, which is hidden, so you can't see it, but you break everything trying to remove it. That's awesome. Okay. Is that it? Well, now that wire's too tight. I'm never going to get that, am I? Okay, so I've got the ribbon cable here. Is making life too tight. Oh, is that just glued down? Because it's making life too tight. No, that's not going to help doing that. That's just going to fuck it up. So that makes... Cable makes it too tight to move it really anywhere. And then these wires, which I think go to the tape head, they're too tight for me to do that. And I haven't figured out what's stopping me from being able to move it that way. But it's not wanting to... God, that didn't feel good. Well, I can see that there are belt fragments, belt remnants. Still concerned that I didn't hear the motor whirring. I wonder, what I'm going to have to do, I think, is I'm going to have to desolder at least that. The motor wire? I'm going to have to remove at least one set of wires to be able to move this out, to be able to get the belt on. Or get the old belt off and clean it up and get a belt on. But before I go any further, I just want to see... let's see if I can get my finger in there to... can I get anything in there to move the motor? I want to see if the motor actually turns. And I can't see if it turns. It's impossible without taking everything off. I think the motor might be jammed. Okay. Well, it could be that the motor's jammed up with bits of old gummy belt. I'm going to have to go and desolder this and then see what I can see. And if I can see anything worth seeing, I'll come back so you can see it too. Well, that isn't at all fiddly and cramped and pretty much impossible, is it? Yeah, it is. I really do not want to take this cable off. It looks like it's probably not too annoying to do, but I don't trust myself to not burn it or something. So I've desoldered these, which I think go to the tape head. They go to the tape head, yes. I've desoldered the tape head ones, and I have unglued the motor wires, which are very thin. They were glued down to the board, but they were just about long enough, once I moved them out of the way, for me to see. Now, I haven't done any attempts at cleaning it up yet. That's what I'm going to do now. I need to see, because, yeah, right, the belt has just completely wrapped itself Can we get in there? It's hard to hold it and see what I'm doing and also show you. Around here, focus! Focus, go on, be a Ford. There. Around that motor is just no autofocus, for fuck's sake. Around that is a load of belt. There. Lots and lots of belt. I'm hoping that's just jamming it up and it hasn't burnt it out. I don't know how I'm going to clean it out of there. There were meant to be tweezers in this kit. There's tweezers. Right. Apparently anti-static ones. What makes tweezers anti-static? What makes tweezers static? Is that the setup to a very bad science or repair joke? Possibly, but not one I have a punchline to. Trying my best to get as much of this disintegrated. Oh, it's turned to glue. Let's try a different pokey thing. It's all sticky. This isn't good. Unless you like sticky things. But if you like sticky things, you might not like them in your personal stereo, so it still isn't good. Don't know, I don't think that's turning. Can I turn it by hand? It's very difficult to feel what the hell I'm doing. That might now turn. Ew, sticky. So, okay, that's going to need a lot more intensive cleaning. But let's see. Is it jammed? I think it might be jammed. Jammed and glooped. Oh God, this is grim. This is grimmer than a fairy tale. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. And other such noises. Right. Get the gloop is sticking to the tweezers. Okay. Do you turn at all? Or are you just giving the illusion of turning? You might be turning. Have I just snapped a wire? I really can't tell if that's moving or if it's just my thumb sliding over it. It's so difficult because there's no clearance. Okay, I'm just going to drop it back in. I know the tape head is not soldered up. The tape head is not back on. I know. I'm just wanting to see the sea. I want to see the sea. I really don't. It's just a big wet thing. But I do want to see if there are signs of it's saying tape and that motor is doing nothing. Is it even wanting to do something? Is it capable of doing something? Is that just that spinning around? I'm going to have to fully take this apart because I'm going to have to get to that motor. Going to have to head to that motor. Yeah, I've got to strip it all down to be able to get to the motor, which means I've got to take off the ribbon that I don't want to take off, and I've got to undo the wires that I don't want to undo. When I say undo, I mean desolder and take away. Wish me luck. Well, the ribbon, which has now tucked itself under here, it came off easier than I suspect it would go back on, but it is off. And that allows me to be able to do this, which then allows me to get flux all over my velvet tablecloth. But never mind. That's what this is for. It's for video users anyway. So, now I can see a lot better. I can see clearly now the board has gone. But I can't see all the obstacles in my way. I can see there's a bit of belt. A bit of disgusto belt. And I suspect they'll be similar over here. Now, what I'm struggling to figure how to do is how to test the motor spins, but I'm fairly sure it isn't spinning. In fact, I'm certain of it, and I can just about get it to turn by hand, I think. But I can't be sure because it's slippy and my fingers are slippy because there's flux and gunk and just general nasty. But there might still be belt stuck under it, of course. it's not impossible that there is still an awful lot of gloopy crap. And the problem is that to de-gloopy crapify it, I have so many random, I don't know what any of these things are. I just use whatever one seems to work for the job. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to try to get the mechanism out, which isn't looking tremendously easy. So many things. So much clutter. I've still got a cupboard full of things to just take the piss out of on camera, and here I am buying more things to try to fix on camera. Why am I doing this? How am I doing this? Well, I'm doing it badly. How am I doing it? The answer is badly. Why am I doing it? The answer is possibly insanity. Come on. I hate when everything is just clipped together. It's just so cheap and naff. This, come on. Are you ever going to come out? Can I? Ha-ha! Sod Tools, fingers to the rescue. At least once. Oh, I've got one, which isn't very helpful because I'm sure I need to get more. Is that lifting? Aha ha ha! There are going to be many variations of aha at the moment, and I'm going to risk turning into Alan Partridge, which then means that in 10 or 20 years' time I'll end up in a movie with Jackie Chan, and nobody will understand why. Right, that's sort of happening. Oh God, because I don't want to fuck that thing up. Which is what I really fear is going to occur if I get too close over there. I fear one slip and I will be through the ribbon, and that will be game over, man. Game over. Okay, well I've made it this far. Come on. What else can be holding you? Nothing! Hey, what is that? Oh, is that ready? No. I don't know what that is. It's got one wire going to it, and I was a little bit afraid. I don't know. Antenna? Maybe? Doesn't really matter that much because I now have this off. Having this off is hopefully going to allow me to take the motor out. And that's what I... Bastard. That's what I really want to do. I want to get that motor out. Not the best John Travolta Nicolas Cage movie ever. Motor out. Bit of a flop. Right. I think, yeah, there's just belt wrapped all around. The belt is all around it, and so the tape. It's no goes. I've got a wet cassette for testing. Don't judge me. Yeah, that's now spinning how it should. But only when there's no power to it. How's that going to know that I've done that? What makes this know that I've pressed play on this? Or pressed anything else? How does it know? How does it know to turn the motor on? I don't know. I don't know how it knows. That's confusing. There must be something that tells it. Can't just be there. Oh well, I got some more belt off. How does this clicky bit, how does this tell this spinny thing to spin? I don't know. I'm going to rest batteries in. No, I'm not. Yes, I am, when I find them. I'm going to rest batteries in and just see. I don't think it'll do anything. How does it do it? How do you know to turn that? I don't know. You can't know. So I'm not going to do that, because clearly it's not going to work, unless it's either telepathic or magical, and some people would argue they're both the same thing. I'm going to reassemble it. That's what I'm going to do. What am I going to clean? No, I'm going to clean everything off first, then I'm going to reassemble it. That sounds like a plan. I have my alcohol and my isopropyl. So, yeah, let's have a go. Where's a cleanie stick? There's a cleanie stick. So, let's try and get as much gunky nasty crap off as possible. Gunky Nasty Crap were one of the less successful punk bands of the 70s. So you keep doing this until you don't see gunky nasty crap anymore. It's kind of tedious, isn't it? I'm probably fast forwarding through this bit so you don't have to sit through it in real time. I have to sit through it in real time. Isn't that fun for me? No, not in the slightest. It's still all sticky. That's because there's no clean flux. I need to clean it off me. Right, that is the board in. So the mechanism is in, the board is in. Do the wheelie things turn? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Something might be happening there. Not sure. Should I put batteries in and give it a go? Yeah, but it's not going to say tape, or if it does, again, it's going to be by magic. Should I not bother putting batteries in because they don't want to be in? Yeah, probably. Let's drop the batteries in. Nothing spins. I don't know if it's supposed to spin. No, I'm not going to solder things back together. First, I'm going to multimeter. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multimeter across the battery terminals. Well, first I'm going to check, let's put the multimeter where you can see it. There. And then put my hand over it, because that's genius. Right, oh, the battery's kind of crappy flat, but there's something. So I've got a couple of volts there. What have I got here? It doesn't seem to be sending anything to the motor. So, maybe I've got to solder everything back on, because I still don't know how it knows that I've pressed play. Maybe it's off one of these magic wires. So I'm going to go and solder everything back on, and, well, I'm going to be back. I was going to say, depending on how that goes, I'll be back. I'll be back anyway, even if it ends up just in a melted fireball of plastic and death. As I suspected, getting this thing back on it's impossible. It's really, really stupid, because you've got the tinned contacts and the tinned contacts, but you're trying to bridge across a gap with the plastic in between. I don't know how they do it in the factory, but this is utterly ridiculous. This is just, put a connector on. It costs you another pence on something that at the time you were probably selling for £1,000. Well, okay, maybe 19.99, but not the point, because when this was 19.99, that connector would have been 0.15 of a penny. Yeah, I'm going to try some bridge wires now, because I can't get that to solder back on, and I'm starting to burn holes in the bloody thing. Well, that only took about 3 hours, and I shit you not, 3 hours. 3 hours to get anything in focus, 3 hours to get these on, and it's hideous, but then it was quite hideous originally. I don't think it's any worse looking necessarily. Each one has a bridge wire and possibly a burnt back bit of ribbon, and just was hell. That was absolute hell. And it's probably not even going to fix the damn thing, is it? But time to put batteries in and see just how much more Phuxxed it now is. There's a battery, it's in. There's a battery, it's in. Do I bother plugging the speakers in? I may as well. Let's laugh at how utterly awful I've made everything. There's the speakers now. We did have radio before, and radio's got to be off that ribbon. Bloody hell! It's on medium wave. I don't know why it keeps defaulting to medium wave, but bloody hell. Okay. Do I have... this volume control doesn't crunkle. Crunkle? Yes, crunkle, it's a word. Come on. I want you to go that way. It's a very quick radio tuner, as said nobody that ever owned one of these. Come on. Because I think there should be radio around here. Oh. Well, maybe the radio no longer tunes. I'm not going to care. Actually, I am going to care a little. I've got static, which apparently is something to do with the background radiation of the universe, among other things. 88 point something, isn't that? That's a radio 2-ish frequency, I think. Because I refuse to listen to radio 1. I don't also listen to radio 2. Okay, I don't know what that is, and I don't want a copyright strike, but it is sound. So, let's go to off. And now the real thing. Interestingly, the display worked. Wasn't expecting that, not after my soldering hell. Let's go to tape. Now, it previously would say tape, but not play tape. Will it even say tape anymore? It says tape! I don't hear tape. Oh, I hear hiss. Or do I hear buzz? I don't know. It's auto-reverse. What happens if I do that? Well, I hear buzz. Let's open it up. Oh, there's no tape in it! I took the tape out, didn't I? Bloody moron. Right. Let's see if it plays a tape when the tape is inside it. Oh dear God. What even is this? I don't want to know, do I? Does it play the other side? Yeah, it plays a tape. Hard to say if it's playing the tape the way it should play the tape, because I don't know what the tape is, apart from really quite awful. But it plays a tape. Now this had... Did this have that whole, oh, don't go deafening yourself, sir, thing? Did this have that? Oh, it was a metal tape in there anyway. Let's turn the metal one. Did this have that? And if this had that, is that why it's quiet? Ear guard. Yes, it has ear guard. I want to turn the ear guard off. Where's the ear guard off switch? Is there an ear guard off switch? Have I got... yeah, I've got screws in there, haven't I? Ah... Where's the ear guard off? I don't see an ear guard off. Am I not allowed to turn it off? Because this tape's too quiet for the speakers. I want to turn the damn... Right, anyway. That's one channel. Hello. Okay, the right channel is working. The left channel is working. Bloody hell. Okay. And let's stop and let's go to radio. Button 1. Button 2 still doesn't... Button 2 works! Button 3. Why does button 2 work? Everything I did should have killed it. Ah, no, button 4. Do I have to hold them in and release? That's weird. Button 5. Button 6. MSP. Mono stereo prosthetic? Ooh. Prosecco, there we go. I don't actually like Prosecco. Right. Oh, it got a bit louder when I... Maybe I'm shorting something out. Anyway... Oh, do I have to go through all of that every time? Anyway, I'm going to screw this back together. So I'm going to turn the camera off for that, because all I'm doing is putting the screws back in that you saw me take out. It's not a huge thing. It's not an important step. Well, it's an important step for me. It's one small step for me, one large step for the stereo, but probably not one that you really need to see. And there it is back together. I found the ear guard and I'm confused because the switch is on the back. It's there. Now, if it's there, and I had the back off, and I didn't have to plug anything in to plug the back on, how does it know to switch? This is full of mystery as to how it knows anything. And it's not a mystery that I don't know anything. It's no mystery that I know nothing. But, yeah, it's back together. Does it still turn on? Yes. And I'm going to keep talking over this because I don't want a copyright to match for whatever it is. Plus, it sounds like crap. But there. It goes quieter, less quieter, bit louder. But it is going through crappy speakers. Also, it reverses. And I'm going to have to get a tone tape or something to be able to monitor... Oh my god, I'm covered in solder and gunk from soldering. I'm going to have to get a tone tape or a thing, a wow, flutter, tape speed, because all I have is a couple of really dubious quality old charity shop cassettes. But I don't really care. The reason I don't really care is, aside from the missing door and the soldering that has scared me, everything works. And, well... it's a fixed or Phuxxed. Therefore, is it fixed or is it Phuxxed? It's Phuxxing fixed! Fuck me. Thank fuck that's done. Oh, what a bastard.